Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have Simon Lee and his LS3 powered Z32 Nissan 300ZX Fairlady. Simon's been in the scene for over 10 years, competed in 2018, full season of D1NZ Pro Sport, done the occasional event since then, plenty of grassroots stuff. He's owned this car for a very long time. Before we check him out, I just want to say thank you for the response for the last video. Welcome to the new subscribers, went really well. So thank you all for that. I've got a few more of these videos already in the pipeline. I've got Adam Davies, he's got a couple of rotary powered S13s, and I went and seen my friend Dino with his, well, now 2J powered S13. And we'll keep going around and seeing people, checking out their cars, asking them questions. So if there's anything you want to ask them, put it on the comments. We'll see what we can make happen. Let's go see what Simon Lee is up to. We're here today with Simon Lee, checking out his Z32. What got you into cars in the first place?
I think just growing up, just loud, noisy cars, and then the old man wasn't too fazed of it, so especially you're going to get something loud and annoying to annoy him. My first ever car, I don't really tell too many people this, it was a turbo Type R Integra. So I had that for a little while, did a couple of power cruises and that, and then ended up getting rid of that and selling it in a bit of a deal, and ended up getting a Nissan S12. And it had all S15 non-turboed running gear in it, BCs, quite cool. And then ended up getting an R33 four-door Skyline, automatic DE. Ended up swapping that because I was waffing red for this car itself, and then sold the S12 and bought my first tow ute.
So that was how you got into...
That's how I got into it. I got rid of a front-wheel drive JDM. And
that got you into drifting?
Pretty much, yep. And long story short, it was manual, non-turbo, just a VG30 DE in it, and I was crewing at the time for Team DMNZ, Drew and Jody, and they said bring along to a track day. So I'd never drifted before. It was fully stripped. I stripped it, fully stripped it, literally just had the factory handbrake and went there and loved it. This car just went all day, and then went home that day, went on Trade Me, found a turboed one, and we made a plus T, and then drifted that for a while, and then ended up going to God's Motor.
God's Motor? Is this the loud and noisy thing you're talking about?
Yep. So that's a 6.2 litre aluminum LS3. It's got a cam in it. It's got some head work. All engine work, tuning work has been done by chucking out EFI and turbo. So it's got like upgraded oil things and the chain and rockers and stuff to make it rev. But pretty much it's a pretty stock motor. It's been in there for about 4.5, maybe 5 years. It's just shy of 500 horsepower, and it's been unopened that whole time. And it's just, I just love the reliability of it. Start it, goes, don't have to worry about E85 or turbo seals or intercooling, or just simplicity for me. A lot of people hate V8s, but I just love it because it just tyres and gas essentially. And then also when I had the VG30 in it, it was twin turbo, and it's just a moose knuckle, just non-easy to work on. And I had turbo failures, I had intercoolers, I had blow-off valves, the factory gates jamming on, boost spikes, just heaps of teething issues at every track day, and just got sick of it.
I think I do remember some smoky turbos.
Yes. There was always a 50-50 chance of a turbo letting go. And so I just got sick of it, and then got talked into going on LS, and I honestly haven't looked back. We're currently actually getting it ready for Mad Mike Summer Bash, which is about 2 weeks from today. And yeah.
Should be a few good cars at Mad Mike Summer Bash.
Yeah, I'm
People
excited.
might have to come along, check them out. So what was the last event this hit?
It was actually a bit of a doozy. So I had a stag do to go to in Taupo, and it fell on the same weekend as Carnival. So I rang up my mate Adam Whitehead and said, hey, you wanna LS the world for me? So I dropped the car off to the track, and he used the car on the Saturday while I was at the stag do, and I was planning on driving the car on the Sunday. And get a call about lunchtime on the Saturday, I broke the clutch. So he pulled the gearbox out, and this is how he found the clutch.
And then they're not meant to be multi-piece like that?
No. So massive thanks to Andy Donahue. He came here and picked up this is my spare clutch. And he picked that up, delivered it to Adam in the morning, put it in, and then I turned up quite hungover in the morning, helped them put the exhaust on, bleed the clutch, and I said, no, you go out for the first drift session on the Sunday, because I still felt a bit sorry for myself. And about 3 laps into it, he lost third gear. So pretty much just loaded the car on the trailer, brought it home, pulled the gearbox out, and some gears broken.
So no gearbox in at the moment?
No gearbox, no.
No burnouts?
No.
Yeah. Well, should we have a look in and around it?
So yeah, just got the aluminum dash been bent up. It's got a Link ECU and a Power Tunes dash. It's got a Willwood pedal box with the Tilton master cylinders sitting up on the dash. Got a AccuSump battery on the floor.
So AccuSumps for reliability?
Yep. So never had an issue with it, so must be doing its thing. It's got the Battle Cage Rickster handbrake, which he no longer makes, so quite stoked on getting one of those. And then yeah, it's got an OMP head restraint driver's seat, just a normal rear seat, or passenger seat. Got dual calipers, Rickster's dual caliper brackets, the back. Underneath this box is the fuel cell, lift pump, feed pump stuff.
The fuel system?
Fuel system, got the water squirter tank there, but I put a big spool, 16-inch brushless fan, and I've never used a water squirter since, so I may actually ditch that. The big fan was the ticket. Favourite colour's lime green, so of course had to have the cage green. And then the bash bar originally did come around each side, but I've hit 2 walls 2 different times, so that's been cut up. Bit of bar work at the back, but nothing too major. Just the odd normal arms in the back. It's got Harkin suspension, camber arm, tow arm, factory traction arm, factory lower control arm. Nothing too solid diff pushers. It runs a big 1350 drive shaft to a TR6060 6-speed Holden box with like it runs a remote shifter, and being a 300ZX have the remote shifters, and that gearbox tunnel hasn't even been cut where the shifter comes through. So obviously that linkage is not connected to anything at the moment, but it just worked out perfectly fine. Did have to cut the whole gearbox tunnel out and make it wider and higher, but yeah.
Oh, the actual hole is in the same place.
Yeah, quite crazy. So. So here we have a nickel knuckle rack relocation, and this has been moved forwards like 30, is it 38 mils? Like you cut massive amount, move it forwards. It's slightly shy of the Wisefab one, but we couldn't actually make a Wisefab one fit. And I painted it blue, so it looks expensive, but it's not.
Custom sump, obviously.
Yeah, it was actually bought from America. When I was test fitting the motor, I was trying to see if I could make a factory one fit, but I just literally couldn't.
Holy hecker.
What?
the exhaust manifold, the steering shaft.
Yeah, well, it's actually a 2-piece. So it's been cut in half at the top, so you undo the front bolts, and then these 2 slip out, so they're not even welded, so it's a slip joint, and then it actually gets removed in like 5 minutes, under 5 minutes. So yeah, chicken from Airfine Turbo, done all the headers and the full exhaust.
Skyline stuff.
GK Tech the world, big GK Tech guy. Also, would like to say a massive thank you to Rex Davies for allowing me to have a workshop to work on my car, and Adam for allowing me to be his friend and come over to his shed and help him and steal nuts and bolts.
Okay, a few quick questions. If you've got any questions you'd like to ask people in the future, leave a comment, we'll put them to them. Who has inspired you in your car journey?
Anyone out there doing it really, but back in the early days it would definitely have to be Donnie D, Drew Donovan, just helping him out at the track days, and then got invited to change some tyres for him, and that led to I think about 3 or 4 seasons full time with him. Really looked up to him, but then also watching YouTube well, D1 as a younger kid, and then actually being at the events, you know, standing next door to Mad Mike and Drivers Briefing and Gaz Wider, definitely those names, and can't forget Adam Davies.
What's the most interesting journey cars have taken you on?
Any journey that involves a ferry. I don't know why, just the funniest, most coolest, most randomest stuff happens. Like I remember me and Drew and Lunchy on our way back from Christchurch, we actually missed our ferry because we went to that abandoned go-kart track.
Oh, yeah.
We missed the ferry in Picton because we decided to do some drifting, and so we had to stay, I think it was like 5 hours until we could catch the ferry from Picton. So that's a good one. And also all the missions in the South Island with Team DSR going as far as Dunedin. Yeah, anything that involves a ferry I just love.
What is the toughest lesson that you've learnt from cars?
If you want to be a millionaire, start off a billionaire. Just take your time. One thing I always hated doing, and did it occasionally, is going into debt to try and build these cars. If you can't make an event, don't do it, don't push it, don't rush it. Every time, I don't know if parts are going to turn up or if I can afford certain parts, and you end up doing 90% of the work to get to the event in the last 10% of the time. So yeah, pretty much just take your time, and good things come to those who wait.
Any advice on how to get into the car scene for people who are interested in cars but can't find a way to get?
Come to D1NZ, come to a Match Series or a Drift Antics, or even a Mad Mike Summer Bash or Mad Mike Drift Force. Events down in Manfield, just go there, just show some interest. Like the amount of people like me and Leighton being drivers, if someone comes up and starts asking questions, it will lead to a more in-depth discussion. You know, if, oh, that's cool, and then they walk off. But if they go, oh, why do you do this? And you can tell the people that are actually wanting to have more knowledge in the motorsport. Like I've got a few people that message me every so often around with questions, and I try and answer it as best as I can, give knowledge down, and they can get into the sport and move on up, and just pretty much just make yourself known that you're keen to learn, and you'll find that a lot of people will take you under their wing. And yeah.
Thank you, Simon.
No worries.
How do I wrap that up?
Well, you could maybe have some in-car videos and take you for a while at Mad Mike Summer Bash. Fingers, are you coming?
Yeah, I'll come to. Yeah.
Are you a bit unsettled about coming on a car with a V8?
Yeah, not sure, but yeah, I'll be keen for a ride. We'll see you at Mad Mike Summer Bash then.
Yeah. Let me know how many subs you lose by posting a V8 on your page. Hopefully the next video after this is going to be a banger, but also that might counteract the gayness of my engine versus what we're about to go see.
Yes. Well, thank you guys.
No worries.
Catch you next time.
Cheers, Leighton. Love your work.